Hello viewers and welcome to another race in the Formula 3, this time at Catalunya. Something a little bit different this time, doing post-race commentary on this is a race we've just finished probably about 2 hours ago now. Starting down in P21. Spoiler alert, it was a good race. 17 laps at Catalunya. I'm just going to talk you through it and let me know in the comments what you think of this kind of commentary. So through the first couple of chicanes, get a good run on Ron. I think Ron was on my relative through the whole race in this race. Let's just send it around the outside here. I should pick up a couple of spots, one on Ron and one on Lucas. And then into this corner, all hell broke loose. Kind of went into survival mode. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but we survived. We had Lucas on the inside there, so we went a bit wide. But all is good. And at this stage, I'm not sure where we are, but I'm guessing 15th-ish. Aware that Lucas behind me was in P10, so he clearly qualified quite a lot quicker than us. Running wide there. Kind of staying a little bit defensive on Lucas, not knowing what to expect at this point in the race really. But there we go, 1 lap down. I'll say we fouled in qualifying. I managed to screw up both my laps and got 1X's on both of them. Well, actually, 1 spin and 1X on one of the laps. Excuse me. So into turn 1 on lap 2. Closing in now on Jonathan. Get a good run on him up here. I gotta say, probably shouldn't say this, but I do like the outside around this corner. If you can equal them, keep your car alongside them, then you've got them probably into this corner, if not this corner, the following corner. So we'll get by Jonathan there. Set our sights now on Maxim up the road. I got to say, at this point in time, I can't remember what happened next. But the first few laps were just kind of constant action going on. There was always something keeping me busy, shall we say. One of the other things we're going to do in this video is we will be cutting out certain laps when there's some downtime within the action. Oh, that was Ariel. He hit the curb there, and his left rear basically fell off, broke his suspension. So another free spot gained. Every little helps. Excuse me. So now we're just focusing on Maxime. Try and cut this gap down. Both the cars behind us we've overtaken. I think Jonathan might have had some damage back there. And as we come around here, there's more action going on. Nicholas having a bad corner back there. I'm not sure what happened to him. But I don't know if he was trying to defend back there or trying to get out of the way, but we got by him one way or the other. At this point, we're going defensive against Nicholas. He goes, he kind of gets the undercut, switchback, whatever you want to call it. And we lose it on the curbs there, and then he gets around the outside of us. which in hindsight probably wasn't such a bad thing. Oh, and someone off on the straight here. As a back marker, Yabus. Somehow crashing on the straight, I'm not sure how. Guess he got the final corner wrong. So we're now on to lap 4. We're up 8 spots, we're into positive iRacing. At this point I'm kind of pretty happy with how it's all going. Using the underneath that little bridge back there as our braking marker for that corner. Now we watch as Nicholas tries to get by Maxime. I think he goes for it through this corner. Yep. And Maxime isn't happy.
Oh my god.
Should Maxime have backed out or whatever? Should Nicholas not have gone for it? I'm not sure. But it is what it is. We gain a spot out of it. And Nicholas screws up the final corner there, so we get a massive run on him. Go back by him.
Clear.
So at this point we're up into P11 after just 4 laps. Then I think I got slightly carried away, slightly wide away and behind me there. Screwed up my braking into turn 1. Rear end, we really are pushing on the rear tyres at this point. Goes for the inside again. We're happy to take the outside of this corner. We're holding the outside line. Similar to what I said earlier. The only thing is here, he gets to kind of switch back into that corner. So now I'm on the outside of this one, and we kind of actually went through there too wide, but we managed to hold that spot. Again, going defensive here. Hard on the brakes, down to second gear. Kind of pretty much just parking on the apex at that point. Hate this corner, and I basically completely butchered it. Went in too hot. He gets us in this corner. We have to back out. I think, in all honesty, though, he was quicker than me. Is quicker than me. Doesn't stop us having another go.
Right side. Clear.
He really brakes late there. I think he probably almost outbraked himself there, but he got it stopped and made it work. Now we've got Ron, who I mentioned earlier in this race. It's still back there. I feel like Ron was in my mirror like almost this whole race, it seemed like. So at this point we're just probably settling down a little bit now. We're kind of seeing that Nicholas has got a bit of pace on us. Obviously hoping that we can regain it down the main straight in the draft, but we'll see what happens. But a good thing here at this point is Nicholas is starting to catch Albert and go up the road. Albert will become a prominent name in this race in the coming laps. So as we move on, jump forward a couple of laps there, up to lap 10 now. As you can see, Nicholas has moved up through the little pack in front of us. We've now caught onto the back of this little pack, Albert and George up there. We're slowly looking to get a move. Nicholas has just purely manoeuvred his way through the traffic there. All good, clean overtaking, I believe, from my perspective at least. So we're really starting to close the gap now on Albert. I think he's dropped off a little bit from George in front. Means that we're getting his draft. He's not really getting the other car's draft. And a yellow flag, just to throw something else into the mixer. And Albert really screws up that corner there, and we gained a lot of time as Edward drops back from P3. I'm not sure what happened to him, but so now we've got a nice little pack in front of us of 5 cars in the battle for P8, I guess it was. Obviously Edward has got some pace because he was P3, so not sure if he had damage. And here we see, who was that? That was Josh having a big moment on the final corner, dropping down the order. So now we're definitely thinking about all-out attack kind of thing on Albert and everyone else basically in front of us. We've caught these two on merit. The other guy, whose name I forget now, has kind of scampered off up the road. I think he's at the front of this little quartet. But other than him, we know we're kind of on pace with all of these. We're really getting a good run on an Albert there. He chops right across us there into the sweeper. Slightly dangerous move. And he tries something similar in the lap in the coming corners. So coming out of the final corner now. Again, he's dropped off the draft in front of him. So we're getting draft. He's not really getting, I don't know if he's getting any draft at this point. He makes a couple of moves on the approach down to the turn 1, but we send it down the outside, get alongside him, and we have a 0x contact with him. Now we'll come back to that after the race, we'll replay it, but what I will say is I'm always on the curb and we're alongside him. So I definitely feel like that was on him rather than me, but let me know in the comments how you guys see that one. So now we're trying to see if we can catch up to George up the road. George Hallgate. Not sure how you pronounce that name. And we've got Josh appearing on the scene behind us. Anyone paying attention? be aware that Josh was one of the cars we passed earlier in the race when he had a moment. So he's a faster driver, I believe. Yeah, he was. You can see from the top left, he qualified P6. So he's kind of out of position where he is right now.
You're in the top 10.
As you could argue, so are we, up 11 spots at this point in the race. So it's starting lap 14 now, 3 to go. What could possibly go wrong?
About 5 laps of fuel.
At this point, we're still thinking about trying to get past the car in front. We're also obviously well aware of what's behind us. Just keep hitting our marks. Keep the lap delta down. You can see we're on for a 27 iRacing gain if it stays like this. It's not too bad at all. Especially from where we began. We're also on a 0x race. That contact was a 0x. So we're getting a good draft now on George. I'll continue to call him George, and he gets very loose out. Now we're right with him. Going for the... Getting right underneath his rear wing. I'm always pretty bad on this last corner compared to everyone else. Just not quite as don't seem to carry quite as much speed through as everyone else. Suffer with understeer. So we're getting the draft here, but we're not going to be quite close enough. We do throw a little move, and he does respond, which is, I see that as great because that means he's watching his mirrors. It means that we got his attention. Unfortunately for me, Josh has also got my attention behind. I think through here, yeah, we just get a little bit too much throttle, drop the rear end, and guess who's back in my rear view mirror? The ever-present Ron reappears in the rear view mirror. So, scrolling on a lap or so, as you can see, we've kind of recovered from that little moment. I never really felt under pressure from Ron behind me. I don't know if he was happy back there. Felt like we had pace on him to stay where we was. By this stage in the last lap, we're kind of just bringing it home, hoping that something might kick off in front of us because these guys were still battling. And
You got a slow car on the right.
would you believe it? Something did happen. Edward had a moment. And at this point, I didn't think I'd get him. We had a little look up the inside here.
Car on your left. Clear on the left.
Obviously, never anticipated that move would get done. Got a good run down here.
Left side.
Obviously, sent it around the outside.
Keep to the right. Clear. Left side.
And I think we managed to hold it around the outside there, and now he's on the outside for this long right-hander. And we got him. We got him. That's just a matter of keeping it together over the last couple of corners. And we managed to get a top 10 when all was said and done. So very happy with that race. As always, guys, hope you've enjoyed. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe. We're going to take a look back at the incident with, sorry, I've forgotten the guy's name, with that man that we allegedly killed, Albert. That was it. Sorry. We're going to get a couple of camera angles. I think the important thing from my perspective is, one, we're alongside, and two, we're on the curb. It's not like we've pushed out, we're on the curb. We can't go any more left than we were, so I kind of think that's on him, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Seeing it from his perspective, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I did everything within my power to avoid the contact. But when all's said and done, we started 21st, we finished P10. We'll take it, and a 0x race as well. Hope you enjoyed, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.